Hi everybody, I'm here with your recap of public hearings this week for the Planning Division. This was a very big week, an exciting one for us. We brought forward the Comprehensive Planning Section's work plan to the Board of Supervisors and got approval on which projects we're going to be working on for the next 2 years and beyond. So a little bit of recap of what the work plan is. The Planning Division has 3 main sections. The first is our section that reviews projects when property owners or applicants come in and say they want to develop on their property. The project review section takes those applications in, makes sure that we are following regulations, and approves those projects. We have the natural resources section, which looks at environmental review and deals a lot with public projects like road improvements and making sure the county is conducting environmental review on their projects. And then finally, we have the comprehensive planning section. This is really the group of staff that work on policy setting for the county and how we regulate land use and activity on property. So the comprehensive planning section really gets their marching orders through these 2-year work plans that we get direction from the board on. We've been doing this for several years, and we're in several iterations of that work plan. And on Tuesday, June the 4th, we brought forward a updated version of the work plan for the 2019 through to 2021 period. There are a lot of exciting projects on this work plan. We are essentially proposing and wanting to finish up the projects that we're currently doing and then take on 10 new projects over the next 2 years and beyond. So the existing projects are those that we've been working on from the last work plan. They include things like the specific plans for the airport area and the north of Sonoma Springs area. These are large planning activities to figure out what is the best mix of uses and the best form of development for the area east of the airport and north of Sonoma. Within the new projects that we have slated for the next 2 years are the general plan update, an update to the tree ordinance, implementation of the Sonoma Developmental Center specific plan, and several others. And I just want to highlight those 3 because they are major efforts and exciting efforts for the county. So we heard a lot of input on the first draft of this next 2-year work plan for the comprehensive planning section. We brought that forward on April 16th and got letters from the public, heard public comment in the hearing with the board, and of course the supervisors provided us direction on what they would like to do. And then we took that information in and revised the work plan and came forward with the proposed draft on June 4th that was ultimately approved. A lot of the comments that we received were urging us to focus on the general plan update. The community and the board really wanted to see that implemented because that is our guiding document for policy and how we regulate land use. And we were able to get the general plan implemented and underway this fiscal year. So our plan is that we're going to be coming back to the board this fall with a work plan, how we're going to tackle the general plan update. And the first stage in that is doing a lot of community engagement and research and organizing ahead of actually launching into the update, so we know where we need to focus our time. When we get a consultant on board to support us with the update, they're going to know where they need to spend their time and attention and what aspects of the general plan we want to update. So it's going to be a really exciting time starting in the fall when we launch into the actual planning work. And we're very excited to be able to get out in the community, take a close look at this existing plan. It is a big document. We really want to make it a more workable document, something that people can read easily and really understand the vision for the county. So that is our goal for the next little while. The general plan is a 7-year process. It's going to start with that 1 year of scoping, move into about 4 years of actual planning work where we'll draft the plan with the community's input. There's going to be a heavy emphasis on community engagement. And then we have 2 years of implementation after we adopt the plan to make sure that we get everything on the ground and active once we identify what the policies are. So general plan is within the work plan, and we're going to be moving on that quickly, and we're very, very excited to be doing that. The second project I mentioned is the Sonoma Developmental Center. This was the state's largest developmental center. It was the county's largest employer when it was fully operational. It's just south of Glen Ellen, a little under 1,000 acres of property that the state has decommissioned and is no longer operating as the facility. And we have successfully set up a partnership with the state where they are providing us time to set up a specific plan, a vision for that site. And on May 24th, we released the request for proposals to have consultants help us prepare that plan. So we're actively moving into that, and the board gave again support for moving that process along quickly. We have some commitments to the state that we'll do this within 3 years, and the board just reiterated that they are fully in support of that effort. So another major project, an exciting one that's going to have a lot of community engagement and will probably be in the news, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that one. I wanted to touch on the tree ordinance update, which was something that we heard a lot about in the April 16th meeting with the comp plan work plan. There was general support from everyone in the room that we really needed to take a look at what our policies are for regulating tree removal and the preservation of trees. This has been something the county's been talking about for years, and essentially it's time that we dive into it and update and refresh our policy on how we deal with tree loss. So another exciting project, something that everyone is interested in, and we'll see that evolve over the next couple of years and when we put forward a draft policy. The other project that might be worth mentioning here in this summary is the Cannabis Ordinance update. We're going to be moving quickly into that item. This is really addressing the neighborhood compatibility piece with cannabis in our existing regulations and providing more standards of review so that when we have a cannabis project coming in, we can evaluate it better for whether it fits in with the community and whether it's going to work well on the site. It's going to include environmental reviews so that we understand the cumulative impacts of projects, and it's also going to involve a lot of coordination between different divisions within the county. So a big and necessary update there with that project. So if you want to learn more about the work plan and the other projects that we have included that will be starting up in the next 2 years, I encourage you to look at the Board of Supervisors calendar for the June 4th hearing date. We have a full staff report and details on each project, and also look on the April 16th date because we provide more background on some of the projects that were on that list. You can also always reach out to Permit Sonoma. We are here to help the community understand what policy work we're doing, and we'll certainly be getting out into the community when we work on these policy projects, so if they're affecting you and your property, you'll certainly know about them. We are committed to that and going to be working to improve how we connect with the community on these projects. So very exciting time. We're very glad that the board gave us support for moving into the work plan. We're also really excited to have put all of the projects into the plan that we had identified. It's a challenge to make sure that we both have the resources with staff to complete the projects, the money to do the projects, and that we can align them in a way that's logical so that we can have success with those projects. So we were able to do that, and we'll be busy over the next couple of years.